Everyone, Stacy here with the Bargain Bandit. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I have picked up. Didn't have much of a weekend for shopping, unfortunately, and I'm kind of bummed out because that kind of makes 2 weekends in a row for me. But hopefully next weekend I'm going to go get real serious, but we'll see. Enjoy my haul video and I'll see you at the end. Hey everyone, Stacy here with the Bargain Bandit with my haul for this past weekend, and it's not much. Most of it comes from thrift stores because I didn't get out to a whole lot of yard sales. Friday it was raining, so I went to a couple of thrift stores on Friday and picked up some things, but the rain kind of ruined any shopping plans for Friday, and then every time the weather changes, I get sick. So Saturday I wasn't feeling so good. I did make it out to a couple of sales that were close by, but after that I was like beat. I was done, and I had to take my kid to a birthday party Saturday night, so I knew I needed to conserve my energy. And then today I went and bought some more things at a few thrift stores, so this is what I got. Everything on the table. Everything not on the table are just lots and lots of board games I still have to list. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start with my Friday thrift store haul. I got these things here. I got this here. These two things here were on a cart that hadn't actually been put out yet. They put stuff on a cart and then they just leave the carts at the end of aisles. People pick through it and then they eventually get around to putting the stuff on the shelf. But these were on the cart, so I grabbed these up real quick. An antique pewter spoon that has the capital designs on it. It's not an old spoon, it's from the mid-90s, but it's still kind of cool. And then this is a Wilton cake pan, cupcakes. And it's got a Halloween theme, so I always pick those up. You can see Wilton. And it's, I know Halloween's almost over and I'm not going to be selling it because of Halloween. I'm probably going to just hold on to this for a while before I put it up. And maybe I'll find some other Halloween themed pans and just hold it on to it for next year. So we'll see. So those I picked up. And then I got a couple of games. I got a copy of Scruples, Question of Scruples. And this, I've sold several copies of Scruples already, so I always pick those up whenever I find them. And then I also got a copy of Scrabble. I paid $2 for that. And I only paid 69 cents for the Wilton pan, so that was cheap. And then I got a copy of Scrabble for $2. It has tiles in it. It is not complete, but that's okay. I'm just looking right now to increase the number of tiles I'm currently selling. I probably have about 500 right now, so this will make it about 600. And so that is what I got on Friday, not a whole lot. Then I went to a couple of yard sales on Saturday, and the first one I went to, I got all this stuff for $3. I just piled up stuff, and she's like, oh, $3 when I was done, even though she'd like quoted me more expensive prices for each individual thing when I was done. She's like, $3 for the whole box. And I'm like, okay. So this here is just a bunch of game board parts. There's charades for games, and there's a bingo game. I think both of those might actually be complete when it comes to the pieces, but there's no boxes, so I'm not sure how if I would even sell those like that. I may just hold on to them as game parts. Got a Build-A-Bear safari outfit here with the vest and the pants. And I've got some other Build-A-Bear clothes, and I'm holding on to them until I get a whole bunch, and then I will sell them as a big lot of Build-A-Bear clothing. So there's that. This we're actually keeping. I got this for my 6-year-old. He likes the Grinch. So just foam stickers for the Grinch. Got this glass here. And it's a Beck's Oktoberfest beer glass. Beer glasses do okay. I like beer glasses. It's got like this line in it that looks like maybe that was manufacturer made, because it's too straight to be otherwise, but I have to do some research on that. And then I got a copy of Clue, Discover the Secrets, and this copy of Aggravation. It's actually not old. This is from 1999, even though the box looks old. It's got the retro box on it, but it's not an old copy of the game. So that's what I got from her. And then the other sale I went to, that I bought something at, I paid $3 for this stuff. And this here is a Stone Oak Bobcats hat. Stone Oak Bobcats is my kids' elementary school. And so, I've never seen a hat. Lots of shirts, but no hats, so I got that. And we're keeping that, obviously. And then this here is a Raiders hat. It needs to be cleaned up, but that should give me at least $10. Paid $1 for it. And then I've sold a copy of this before, and I don't currently have one in my inventory, so I picked that up for $1, and it is complete. And so that is what I got on Saturday. Then today I went to 3 Goodwills, just did a little bit of a Goodwill run, and I got, quite a bit more things. We'll start with the ties. I got a couple of ties, and I have to do a shout out to the Paper Castle on this because she's the one who kind of put me onto ties, although the ties she picks up are kind of Disney themed. I never even thought to look at ties before. And now I look at them every time I go into a Goodwill. And the Goodwill sells ties for $2, so no matter what kind of tie it is. So this one here is in really good condition. It's kind of a neat Christmassy themed Santa tie. And I picked it up mainly because it is a Hallmark tie. Yule tie greetings. So it's got some collectible value to it because it's Hallmark. And it's also a really nice tie for Christmas. And then the other one I picked up, I looked at it. It still has the tag on it. It's never been worn. And I picked it up partially because it still has a tag on it and it's never been worn, but also because it's really pretty. This is the kind of tie my husband would wear if he still had to wear ties. But, things are all casual nowadays. Almost nobody has to wear ties anymore. But it's still a pretty cool tie. Still has the tag on it. On sale, it was $20. And it's by this company called Daniel and Alyssa. Don't know anything about them. Have to do some research on them. But I figured if on sale it was $20, then this is probably a pretty pricey tie. It's really nice looking. So for $2, I'm like, what the heck? I'll take a chance on it. This here, and I'm going to talk a little quieter now, is actually a Christmas present. It's that time of year, so I'm starting to look for Christmas presents for my kids. And I paid $4 for it, and it's brand new in the shrink wrap. Pressman Pokeball flip game. My kid loves Pokemon, so Merry Christmas. So that I'm keeping, obviously. The rest of this stuff is not keepers, it sells. Now this here is a bookshelf game from Avalon Hill. It's a game of trivia. It's from 1981. Avalon Hill bookshelf games are always a good pickup. Some of them don't go for a whole lot more than $10, but I only paid $2 for it, so even if it only goes for $10, it's still going to be a profit. And they're not difficult sells. Avalon Hill games are pretty easy sells when it comes to the vintage stuff. Got the Moment of Truth, and I picked this one up because I've seen it many, many places before, but everyone always wanted too much for it. And this Goodwill here, for some reason, only had 99 cents on it. It is complete. So I'm like, what the heck, I don't have one in my inventory, so I'll go ahead and grab that from my inventory. This here was $2. And this is neat because it's not still in shrink wrap, but it is undone. It's unplayed. All the stickers are not on these yet. Everything is complete, but unplayed in there. So that's kind of a neat game. This here I paid $2 for, and it's called Buck Quest. And it's a trivia game for hunters who like to kill Bambi. Aww. But, I don't have a copy of this game. I live in Texas, big hunters. And it's kind of neat. It's got, some useful things like first aid, survival. Deer habits? I don't know. Yeah, it makes me sad, but still, it's kind of a neat game. And it's vintage, old. This here is not vintage, but I have sold a copy of the vintage version that was in terrible condition. This is brand new. It's never been played. Everything is still wrapped up really nicely in here. Executive Decision is a Sid Saxon game. And I know you've heard me mention Sid Saxon before. And this is also a bookshelf game. And this is a reprint of it that was done in 2006. The original one I sold from the late 70s was in really bad condition. This one is in fantastic condition. Everything it's never been played. So I probably will get a little more for this one, even though it's not as old as the other one. And then finally, I got a copy of St. Louis in a Box. It's like Monopoly. It's from a company that I've sold products from them before. A company called Late in the Sky. I had a copy of a game called Neverending Stories, which was like a creative game for kids to make up stories. And that was kind of neat, and they're the ones who did that, Late for the Sky. But you can see it's a Monopoly-style game about St. Louis. So, don't have one of those, so I got to pick it up from my inventory. So that is the board games. And then finally, my mugs and glasses that that I picked up today. Okay, I'll start with my glasses. First here I have a glass that says the Spruce Goose, Bigger Than Life. That is Howard Hughes plane. And it's got all these little details about Howard Hughes plane on it. So I paid 50 cents for that. And then this here is a 1981 glass. It's a McDonald's collectible glass. And it's about the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. But it was printed in 1981. And then I also have some of these. I bought 3 of these for $1 a piece. And these are the Norman Rockwell. They're dirty. I need to clean them up. But these are from 1986, and these all have a Christmas theme to them. The toy maker and such. They're in pretty good condition other than needing to be cleaned. And I'll sell those together as a group. I have some other Rockwell glasses, but they don't have a Christmas theme. So my original thought was I was going to sell them together. But now I'm thinking maybe not. And then I got this. Paid 50 cents for this. It's a Betty Boop glass. To the world, you may be one person. But to one person, you may be the world. Isn't that sweet? It's kind of, to me, like a Valentine's Day theme type of glass. I don't know. I might put it up now. I might wait. And then I got this here, Madame Tussauds, and it's got some relief to it. I don't know if that you can see, but it's raised here. A Madame Tussauds, really nice glass. So I got that for 50 cents. And then these 3 I got for 50 cents a piece. And it was funny because I picked this one up at one, and then these other 2 up at another, but they're all musical themed. So I'm going to do some research on how to sell these. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And then Mamma Mia, based on the songs by ABBA. And it says new musicals, so this has got a little bit of age to it. It's not brand new. And then Phantom of the Opera. And on the other side, it's hard to see, even by the naked eye, but it's got like a little bit of a relief. It's very slightly raised painting there. It's kind of neat. So 3 musically themed glasses. I don't know if it'd be better to sell them together to people who just like musicals or sell them separately. I have to do some research on them. Don't know much about them yet. But, figured why not. So that is my haul for this weekend. It's nothing too great. Most of it's thrift store stuff. But thank you for watching. So that was my haul. If you like this video, please click like here. If you like watching my videos and want to be alerted about future ones, please subscribe. We're getting up there in the subscribers. I think last time I looked it was like 77 or 78, so good job. Even with losing some subscribers over my little political endeavor in my last bargain bandit, I thought I was pretty respectful, but I guess some people just don't want to hear it at all. That's unfortunate. Because, like I said, the most important thing we can do as Americans is vote. And, if you're going to vote, you should probably be at least somewhat aware of the issues going on in the world. There I go again. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and you can find me on eBay, Crass House of Cards and Games. You can like me on Facebook as Crass House of Cards. I have 2 websites, crasshouseofcards.com and crasshouseofcardsandgames.com. And that's pretty much it. Please leave me some comments, questions, anything at all. I do want to thank a lot of the other people that I do watch and watch their hauls. I love the Highland Picker, Tracy. Hi, Tracy. I love the Paper Castle as well. She's fantastic. And Tracy and the Paper Castle are extremely useful to me because we all have similar, things that we'd like to pick up. We're not big on antiques. We're more big on things that are a little on the cheaper side. But also, things that are more practical for everyday use. And so I'm really grateful to both of them for showing me what they do with their stuff. So thank you, and see everyone on Tuesday when I do my Bargain Bandit episode. Thanks, bye.